What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. I am here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Monday, July 6th, 2026. My name is Chris Drummond. I am a freelance sports reporter based out of upstate New York here and proprietor of this podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder, where I bring individuals on to talk about their why and get to know them outside of their occupation. I got a very special guest that's on with me today. She is a fellow journalist like myself, and she is based out of the state of Michigan. Her name is Ania Felder. And we're going to talk to her about her why of getting into the industry, but we're also going to ask her some get to know you questions. So without any further ado, I introduce to you the wonderful, talented, and the beautiful Ania. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Chris.
I'm very, very blessed to have you on here, Anaya. I really am. We're going to have a good time tonight for sure. No question. Now, my first question to you is the same as it always is with everybody that hops on this thing. And that is, what is your why? Why do you do what you do? Did you have any role models or any inspirations maybe growing up? But ultimately, what is your why for getting into the journalism industry?
Well, for me, my why is not too much different than anybody else's why who's in the industry. For me, I live in Michigan. Most of you guys listening might know Michigan more so for Detroit or our capital, Lansing, but I
Mm.
actually live in a small town called Belleville, and that's out of the suburbs of Detroit. So, here in Belleville, we have a very small community. We only have one local newspaper,
Mm.
and we don't have many other journalism outlets like radio, broadcast. Even when I was in high school out here for a while, we didn't have a journalism program due to COVID. Well,
Right.
I was in high school at least. So, growing up, I never really had any journalism program, but I knew that I wanted to be a journalist through just how much I love writing and researching and meeting people and learning new things. And unfortunately, by the time I got to college, I went to Wayne County Community College District. They didn't have a journalism program either. So that's where I had to take initiative and start my own podcast, News with Naya, to kind of fill the gap in my community of broadcast journalists and just more so local news in general for younger generations.
I like that. You're taking an initiative like that, and being creative and innovative like that, right? Because news happens all around us, and sometimes we do live in those cities, like unfortunately, that doesn't have a lot of resources as far as exhibiting news and sports and just journalism in particularly, right? But I like that you took the initiative on that. Now, you said you went to Wayne County Community College. Were there any other schools that you were considering going to? And if so, what were those schools and what made you want to go to Wayne County?
Well, to be honest, for me, I was kind of split between whether I wanted to go to college or trade school out of high school. Because for me, I've always also really loved fashion, makeup, and beauty. So that last year of high school, I was pretty torn because even though I know I wanted to do journalism, I was like, I don't really know if college is for me.
Right,
So it's kind of a stressful time for me because I was heading into college kind of like right after COVID because I graduated in 2023.
right.
So I was just like, well, do I want to take a trade and become an esthetician, or do I want to go to college and do another 4 to 5 years of school and do journalism? And I had to really think about it, but I didn't decide until the day of my high school graduation that I just wanted to go to community college because I just figured that I should just kind of start off small because when you go to trade school, it's more fast paced. And for
Right.
me, as you imagine, I'm very analytical. I like to research things and take my time with doing work, which I might not have been able to do going to a trade school. So I decided that I would try the journalism route first with going to Wayne County, and if that didn't work, I'd take a trade. But for Wayne County, is really because it's convenient in my community. I would get a discount because I'm a resident of Wayne County. So
Right.
that's pretty much it. If I had lived anywhere else, I would have gone to their local community college.
Okay, I'm with you on that. Listen, finances always, definitely dictate where we want to go and what we want to do now. Now, I went to a state school as well, because I lived down in Atlanta, Georgia. I went to Kennesaw State University, so I totally understand. Much cheaper route to go to, but I can see
That's
where the
convenient nowadays too.
hello. So, and I can definitely see the beauty of what you're talking about. Being you said ethicist. What you say? How you say that?
It's esthetician. It's
Eth-
pretty much just people
Esthetician.
working in
Okay.
skincare or makeup artists. The people who you see doing nails and makeup and
Okay.
facials and stuff.
Okay, well, listen, it's working for you. I can tell you that. No question,
Thank
no
you.
question. You're very welcome, no doubt, no doubt. I want to ask you some. favorite questions. And you just give me the 411 off the rip based upon some of these favorite questions, okay? So let's rock. Favorite meal you like to cook?
Well, personally, I don't like to cook, but I like to eat pizza.
I like that. Okay, let me ask you. This might be an unpopular thing or popular thing. Is pineapple does pineapple belong on pizza?
No, but
Oh,
now that I've gotten older, I don't think it's terrible, but I don't think it belongs there necessarily.
I'm with you on that because there's a lot of people that say the opposite of that. They say that they love pineapple on pizza. Now there are some that agrees with us, and I mean us because I don't like pineapple on no damn pizza. I'm not doing that.
Pizza is not meant to be sweet, so there's
Hello.
that.
And now, what toppings do you put on your pizza since you like to eat it?
I'm pretty simple, just pepperoni.
Okay.
That's usually what I do, or I might just put them little Parmesan packs, or even maybe the red crushed pepper if I'm feeling spicy.
I feel you on that. Okay. Okay. You got some good taste with food. I like that. Favorite concert you've ever attended?
I've been to a couple of concerts. I haven't been to any recently, but my
Mhm.
favorite one probably was when I went to see Ariana Grande about 6 years ago.
Okay. Ariana Grande. I like that. Now, let me ask you this. Did you like the remix of The Boy Is Mine when she brought Monica and Brandy on the song with her? Did you like that?
I actually did.
I thought that
I'll
was
be
pretty
honest,
good.
I'm not much of a remix person. I kind of prefer the songs how they are, but
Mm.
that was a good remix. I think she paid homage to them in the best way possible.
I definitely enjoyed that for sure. Blending all three of their voices, I thought that was a definitely a killer song, no doubt. Okay, I like that. Favorite place, Anaya, you've ever traveled to?
Hmm. I'd have to say probably Florida, Orlando, Florida, just because I go there every year. It's so nice during the summer.
Now, you say you go there every year. Is it just go there to visit family, go there to Disney, or like what we doing every year? Why you go there?
I wish we can go to Disney every year, but we just go for our annual family vacation. It's something we've been doing since I was about 6 or 7. So,
Okay, okay. First time I went to Orlando was actually a couple years ago. They do a podcast fest there. I don't know if you know about that or not.
oh, I've heard of that. I want to go one day. I
So
haven't heard of them doing it there recently, though, unfortunately.
yeah, so I plan on going to 27. I went there 25, skipped 26. So 27, they have it every single year in Orlando, Florida. It's like a 4-day event by the Renaissance Hotel by the SeaWorld. SeaWorld is there.
I've been
And
there before, SeaWorld.
yeah, yeah.
You can see
So
it's like Renaissance is right next to SeaWorld, isn't it?
yes.
Yeah.
So, mind you, this is a great event. Like, if you obviously you got a podcast, you're on my podcast, so this might be a good event for you to go to. Make a lot of business cards. You can talk to a lot of different people. There's just all kinds of podcasters there that you just link up with and talk with. It was my first time in Orlando. I had a pretty good time. I had a pretty good time. I cannot wait to go back again for sure.
Yeah. What month do they have it usually? Because I seen it for last year, but I didn't see anything for this year's.
Oh yeah, they normally have it every year in January. Mid January is when they have it for sure. Because they like to do it before the Super Bowl. Super Bowl gets kind of big, and all the media people want to be there. So the podcasters do it before the Super Bowl. Get there. Orlando's not really super hot at that time, but it's not really like it's never really super cold either in Florida. So
Yeah.
it's just the perfect time. So yeah, definitely. I hope I get to see you there for sure, no doubt.
Yeah, thanks. I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep on the lookout for that.
Yes, indeed. Okay. I'm a sports person. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a two-part sports question. So here we go. Favorite sport you like to watch on TV? Favorite sport you like to attend in person? They could be the same sport.
Mm. Favorite sport I like to watch on TV? I'll be honest, I don't really watch sports on TV, but the only ones I really do watch, if I had to choose, was between maybe boxing and football, because I have a
Okay.
football family. So I would have to say,
Okay.
I
Okay.
think I do. I would have to say maybe more so boxing because it's a little more action. But to watch, like, go to in person, definitely football.
Okay. Well, now who's your football team you rocking with?
The Lions.
Of course, that I mean, I walked into that one.
That's a no-brainer.
I did walk into that one. I got you. Do you think the Lions are going to be good this year?
I hope so. I think they've been improving since from when I was little. Because when I was in middle school, they weren't that good. I'll admit that, but they've gotten better. So I
Okay.
have faith in them.
Well, you do know that the Lions do play the Bills this particular year in the regular season. They play them in Buffalo, which that's where I'm near. I'm about an hour away from Buffalo, upstate New York. So I'm just saying, we might have to do the 1-2 on y'all when we see
I
y'all
don't
up here.
know.
You know
We'll
what
have
I'm
to
saying?
see.
We'll have to see. We'll keep that in mind. You know what I mean? But yeah, they play week 2. It's actually the opening of our brand new stadium up here for the Buffalo Bills at Highmark Stadium, and it's a prime time game. It's on Thursday night, so it's going to be the only football game on that particular night. So I love that. So that's pretty cool. Okay, I like the
I
fact
got
you
my
said
jersey
boxing.
upstairs for it.
You said what?
I got my jersey upstairs for it, so.
Okay, all right. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Say less. All right. Last of the favorites. I'm a huge foodie. Okay. Now you told me Belleville's kind of small. If I did my research a little bit on it, and I think it's like maybe 3,800, maybe 3,900 people there. Population is close to 4,000. Might be a little bigger than that, but
That's
it's
accurate.
but that's around there. I want to know when I'm driving through Bellevue or to go somewhere, because I haven't been to Michigan in quite some time, what places do you like to go out and eat at?
Well, out here, to be honest, we have a lot of more so local businesses instead of like
Yeah,
chain ones.
yeah,
But I would say we do have a neighborhood Applebee's that we love going to. It's right 5 minutes away from my house.
I feel it. I think every small town has a Applebee's. So the town I was living in
You just
before,
have to.
you got to, right? Like I don't even what I normally get at Applebee's, I get the grilled chicken or I get the steak. That's just me.
Kind of like
Because
my dad.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, your dad's a good man. Mr. Felder is a great man, and no question about it. Because that is a good meal. Grilled chicken, steak, get some potatoes, your protein in there. It's so good. What do you get when you go to Applebee's?
Their boneless wing special or whatever they have with their appetizers.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that, Anaya. Okay, I'll rock with you. But I do support local businesses now. Just for anybody that will see this podcast, I do support local businesses. And next time I'm in Michigan, I'm not sure what's the closest big city to you as far as that. Is it Detroit?
Yeah, but if you were to say big cities outside Detroit, I would say the closest one to us probably would be Canton or Wayne Westland area.
I got
But
you. I
people in
got you.
Canton, Canton is more so our neighbors.
The the last time I went to Michigan was in Ann Arbor, and obviously Ann Arbor is known for the University of Michigan. That's more of a college town. So that was the last time I was there at the big house. I'm not sure how far you are from Ann Arbor, but that was the last time I was there.
About 25 minutes.
Oh, so you're not that far at all from them. Okay, got you. Got you. Say
Get
less.
some
So,
students here that go to Michigan.
okay, okay. Well, next time I'm there, I might have to say what's up to you for sure. No doubt. No doubt. I like that. I want to get into your day-to-day process as an MMJ. As you know, as a journalist, no 2 days are ever the same, especially a freelance journalist like ourselves, right? I make calls, I pitch stories. Actually, I did an interview with somebody earlier today of a basketball coach and I'm writing a feature on that I'm working on right now. But no 2 days are ever the same. And that's one of the best things about being a journalist because you don't get redundancy. Like you don't never get you go into your shift or go into your role every single day like, wow, I'm about to do something that's amazing and great and different. It's not going to be boring, right? Even when I was going in every single day to the publications or networks, I still wasn't bored. I was always doing a different story. Talk to me about how your day to day goes as far as trying to get news, talk to sources, how many stories you typically do, and stuff like that.
Well, I love that you asked me that question because I've actually been considering doing a video on my day to day as a freelance journalist since it's a lot of things we go through that people would never know. And I think it'd be cool to
Right.
share that.
Yeah.
But for me, my day to day, like you said, no 2 days are ever the same. It really just depends because with me still being in school, sometimes I might get up early, do a story before school, then go to school and maybe finish it afterwards.
Right.
Or maybe because I still work, I work in education, I work with students, I sub. So maybe
Yep.
I might block my schedule where I'll pick up days where I sub with students and the days that I'm not doing it, I'll be working on stories. But like you said, it varies. Like sometimes I might get up early and I might just record my intro and outro, like what I tweeted today for a video. Then other days I might just be getting up early to go downtown or go wherever here and do an interview. And usually for me, I try to do everything all in one day, but sometimes that can be hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Usually, I try to do my intro, outro same day, interviews same day. Then I spend about maybe a week to edit a clip, not a clip, but a week to edit the entire package or so. And if it's a story that's like, it really depends because I could be, if it's a story where it's like something very simple and local, like, oh, our local football team has their first game, that's a story that I do everything in one day. Never like the writing. I never write a story in one day then record it. Usually I'll write the story maybe a couple days in advance or maybe even a week in advance.
Right.
And then I'll go talk to whoever, and then by the end of the week it'll come out. But if it's something that's not a fluff story and more so like serious research, like I've done stories on our district called Van Buren Public Schools, our bond proposal during election season. That had took me about 2 to 3 months to research on because I had to start at the end of summer in August since the election is coming up in October, November.
Right.
Or like a story I had did on local librarians here where they were actively fighting against this bill called Senate Bill HB 4922, I believe. That might not be
Wow.
correct, but
Okay.
they were. It was about where they're trying to change the laws here to make it where you have to have less requirements to become a librarian, and they were saying like based on these kids today's reading scores, they didn't think that that should have been changed at all. So I had started doing that story research for it in December, and it carried me all the way into March when National Reading Month is, and that's when I had published it. So like it really depends. Some days, if I do a story that simple, I might just get up, do it all in one day, and I'll write the script a couple days before, or maybe even a couple hours before. Other times, if it's a more serious topic, then I'll start maybe a month or two in advance.
Mm, I like that. No, I do, and that's crazy that you said that because I sub as well. I'm a sub teacher as well. Yeah. So I sub for two different districts out here. And it'll be four next year coming up. It'll be four different districts, but I do K through 12 because I also have my master's in professional writing as well. I just got that last December. So I love that you said that. Number one, and then number two, as a freelancer, I love the fact that you're doing different genres of news, right? You don't just focus on just maybe a politics or business, but you said you do sports as well, and stuff like that. And as a freelancer, man, we try to pick up as much content as we possibly can and try to have different stories as we can to show our diversity in covering different stories. But you said it, fluff stories or soft news stories is what we like to call them, or hard news stories. We do all those typical stories in journalism, but I want I want to I want you to tell people in your perspective what is the pros and cons with freelancing, because there's definitely pros and cons in everything that we do, but I'll definitely uh add on to what you say from your perspective.
I would say the pros and cons of it. I'll start with the pros. You
Hmm.
have a lot of freedom. It's really in the name freelance. Essentially, you make your own schedule. You work when you want to work. If I
Yep.
don't want to do a story, I don't have to do a story.
Yep.
You don't have anybody micromanage you or telling you like this must be due then or
Right.
now.
Right.
But the cons of it, well, no, I'll continue with the pros. And then you have your own, like I said, freedom, not just with scheduling, but what you want to do. Like you don't have to take a story if it's not something you're comfortable with doing, or if you
Hmm.
feel like it might clash too much with stuff outside of what you do professionally.
Right.
And then I would say the cons of it is it's a lot more work than people realize because a lot of people, a big misconception people have of me is they assume that like I'll have a team or that I have other people that edit my work for me. And sometimes I will have help, but I'm like, no, like I write my own scripts, I edit my own videos,
Yeah.
I record them, I do most of it by myself. And I'm lucky if I do get help sometimes or maybe have a friend come along to help me. But usually it's like you have to be very independent and you have to do most things by yourself. And you have to do a lot of research on yourself and teach yourself how to do things. Because it's a lot of things. Like, I'm not the best editor. My videos are pretty good quality, so people think I am. But I had to do a lot of research on how to improve editing
For sure.
and kind of how to format videos.
For sure. And I love that you said the misconception part, because people sometimes just see the final product, right? They'll see you in front of the face, wow, looking at Nia. She's giving us the 411. She looks amazing, reporting the news and the stories, but they don't understand that, of all the hard behind the scenes work that you're doing, trying to prep yourself, trying to write the scripts, trying to edit, trying to shoot. Being a one man band essentially is what an MMJ pretty much is, especially starting out in some of these smaller type towns, but that don't have the full resources as some of the bigger towns do, where you do have photographers, you do have a team to help you out. Right. And people's like, man, they see the final product and they're like, man, you must have it made, which typically they do not understand. Right.
Oh, I do.
And I get it. I get it. Listen, you won't understand unless you're in them shoes. And that's why I love you explaining that for sure. But I also want to segue to even a better point because for sports are evenings and weekends, right? So we don't typically do sports early in the morning, except maybe on Saturdays, right? If you got like a high school event or something like that. But so I typically work late into the night, 10:30, 11, midnight. This is normal time for me. News fluctuates all over the place. You can have overnight crew, you can have a night crew, you can have an early morning crew, you can have a morning crew. What time do you typically, since you do sub at times, does your schedule fluctuate, or do you try to keep the most consistent schedule trying to be a freelance news reporter?
For me, I try to keep a pretty consistent schedule. Like, I know if you look at my bio on LinkedIn or all my other socials, it'll say weekly. And I try to say it's true to that. So, generally, I'll try to post like maybe Thursday or that Sunday of each week around. I try to post early around like 9 to 10 a.m. I
Sure.
just find that usually I get better views when I post early, I guess, because it gives it more time to circulate.
Oh yeah, for sure. No doubt. No doubt about that. But and I love you saying that, Anaya. I appreciate that. I want to ask you this question, and this is about mental health and work life balance. The reason why I want to ask this question is because I've known many journalists to step out of this industry because of mental health. I've known many journalists to step out because of work life balance. Just can't seem to get balance. In my opinion alone, I don't think you ever will find a balance in this industry because balance looks different to everybody. People can handle stress at different levels. Some people can handle a lot of stress. Some people can't handle much stress at all. But to each his own, right? No judgment. But my question to you is, how do you keep your mental health strong, but also still try to have that work life balance? Because Anaya, you seem like a wonderful woman to be around and hang out with. I mean, I know your friends and family feel the same way about you, but you also seem very dedicated to your job. And sometimes it can be hard to try to balance that. So tell me, how do you maintain it and not feel overwhelmed or burnt out?
Well, I'll be honest. There's sometimes where I feel like I'm just completely crazy or insane because I'm just like, how am I doing this? But it just, it really depends on the day because
Right.
I'll take breaks when I need to, but I'm kind of the type of person where I like to push myself to the limit. Like you said, you tell I'm very dedicated. And I guess now I'm kind of trying to move a little bit away from that because it's good to be dedicated, but you don't want to be pushing yourself just down to the wire all the time. And for me,
Exactly.
like, sub and I'm still in school, so I'm like, okay, well, I have to find an easier way to balance this out. But for me, currently, what I would do is it was really rough. Like this school year, because I graduated from Wayne County. So, and on top of that, I had did an internship during the fall for our state, well, for my state representative. So I was doing research for her. I was still subbing like 3 days a week, and on
Wow.
top of that, I was still consistently running my podcast weekly. And I would just be thinking like, how am I doing this? And even she asked me like, how did you do this when the internship was over?
Right.
But I just really had to buckle down and do it. I just think because sometimes I'll give presentations to my local high school journalism students, and I was telling them, and they'll ask me the same thing. And I told them like, if you really want to do something, you'll make time to do it. So it was just a lot of sacrifices. Like it was a lot of times where I would stay up. I wouldn't go to bed until 3 a.m. and I would have to get up by like 7 to go to work at 9.
Right.
And I would just try to like really a lot of multitasking. I would say is how I balance because sometimes there are times where maybe I'll be on break or maybe if the kids have a break or a fun day where they're not doing anything where I'll just take care of some stuff that I have to take care of and then when we're back to doing whatever work we have to do, then I'll just come back to it later at home. But I would just say like the key is you have to get really good at multitasking. Like just find little spaces in between time. Like anytime you have time to do something, just do it. I don't like to put things off. Like if you can do something now, it's better for you to just do it now. And then like I would still do it when I get home. I would do it on my breaks. I would do it when I get home, or then I would just take breaks in between the time where I do each task.
Okay.
So I wouldn't just make myself just work straight. Like I would try to do that before, but I had to stop. Like say like maybe I go to work, then
Right.
maybe on my break during work I might do a little bit of work. Then maybe my second break I just don't do any work and I actually take a break seriously. Then I go home, I take a nap, then I'll get up and I'll do it again. And then I might just stop. And then it's just you have to be able to say look and say, okay, this can be saved for tomorrow. It's like it's tricky because you have to know what do I do now and what do I need to do tomorrow. Like anything that's
Absolutely.
really important that I need to get done, I'll just do it now. And if it's something that it doesn't have to be done right now, then I won't do it now. I'll come back to it later. But for the mental health part, I would just say because it would be hard for me because I would think I would be getting a little bit crazy and overwhelmed when I would have all the stuff to do,
For
and then you
sure.
still have to be able to show up for other people because I can't like be upset that I chose to do all these things myself and take it out on other people, especially kids when I work with them.
Right.
Like
Absolutely.
there's a lot of like, times where I would feel like really upset or just really sad or stressed out when I would be working, and the students and the teachers they would never know because I don't let it affect me at work. And I think like you have to be able to separate things. Like okay, I might be having a tough time with maybe balancing out school internship podcasts, but when I'm at work, I have to give my full attention to the students because they deserve that.
Right. Right. No, I love that. I love that answer. And listen, it's not an easy question to answer at all. I don't think there's a right and wrong thing, but at the same time, it's an important question to ask because again, people deal with mental health in a plethora of ways. No question about that. And it seems like you got a pretty good handle on it, for the most part. And I respect everything that you just said. Yeah, we listen as sub teachers. Everybody's not going to know when you're having bad days, and you don't want that to be exhibited in a classroom, right? When you're teaching kids, you don't want your mannerisms, or you don't want any kind of just notion that something may be off with you, right? Even though it could be off with you, and we deal in an industry where, like you said, it's long hours at times, and you do have to work sometimes just on crazy type of stories, and then just doing all different kinds of things. And one of the things I like to do, Anaya, when I do sub, especially for high school, whenever I do sub for high school, is I let the high school students know it's really an amazing industry to be in journalism, because you are serving your community. Your community loves you, respects you. When you go to the gas station and you pumping gas and they say, man, I love the story you came out with, that makes you feel good because this is the reason why you do it, to keep them informed, to be a pillar in your community. But that's the A side. The B side of it all is when you have to work long hours. The B side is when you have to work holidays. The B side is not getting time with your friends, not having much of a social life. You said the word sacrifice. Sometimes people don't realize the sacrifices until they're actually in the shoes of the job. And this is the reason why I created the platform, is for people to know if you want to do this, you got to do it for the right reasons. And that's for sure. I love that. I love that you pointed that out. With that being said, though, I want to ask you about advice. Right? You just graduated from college, which is great, which is awesome. What kind of advice would you give someone that wants to be a journalist or wants to start a podcast, but just hasn't made that step towards starting?
I would say to just start because for me, I didn't have a definitive plan. It might seem like I did.
Hmm.
It's kind of like a fake it till you make it thing. Everybody seems like they have it together, but really no one does. They're just
Right.
not going to say that publicly because that's not socially acceptable. Because for me, like when I started, I didn't know anything about podcasting. I did a little bit of research on it. I listened to some entertainment ones, but I just really had to be pushed to do it by like family, some of my associates from NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists,
Yeah.
and I just bought the equipment. My dad, he had told me that I should start reporting on local news around here because, like I said, we don't really have much broadcasters for that.
Hmm.
And I just did it. I didn't really have a serious plan, and I didn't think it would get to what it got to now. But I know that this might sound hypocritical because I'm someone where I'm like, you need to have a plan in place. But sometimes, if you think you can do something, that is enough. So if you think you can start a podcast, Just figure out what you want to be about and do it. It's okay
Yep.
to have to fill in the blanks along the way.
Absolutely. 1,000%. Exactly my mindset when I started my own podcast was like, I definitely want to talk to people. I want to network with people. This is a different form of storytelling because now you get to learn people's stories, people's thoughts of how they got into the industry, why they got into the industry, what kind of stories people do. But at the same time, I knew I was going to have to ask people, do they want to be on it? And that's the nerve wracking thing. Like, because you're going to get you'll get way more no's than you'll ever get yeses, for sure. No question about it. But you got to start it. The only way you're going to get an answer is if you definitely ask the question, for sure. You said NABJ, which obviously I'm a member of too. No question about that. I did not go to the Cleveland one last year, but I did go to 24 when Trump was there. That was crazy. Crazy type of time. No question about that. Will you be going to the Atlanta NABJ?
Well, I'll start off saying I did go to Cleveland's last year. So that was actually my first one. But
Mm,
yeah, I'll be going to Atlantis this year. My plan is to stay for at least 3 days. I know they just posted the schedule on Event Pilot. If you put in the access code, it's just NABJ 26, and it'll take you right to everything that's scheduled.
absolutely. Absolutely. And listen, you and I are going to have to link up there. There's no
Of
question about
course.
that. Yes, we definitely going to have to link up. And hopefully you going to the task force party. Hopefully you going to that too, because that'd be dope if you did, for sure. But yes, the career fair is absolutely big time. Obviously, Atlanta's big time. I mean, if you thought Cleveland was great, Atlanta's going to take it to a whole different level. There's no question about that. So, looking forward to obviously seeing you there, Naya, at NABJ
Yeah.
26 in mid-August for sure. We have reached the portion of our podcast now that we're going to play my interactive game. It's called This or That. It's a game that I like to play with all my guests here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast, and it's very simple. I'm going to throw some things at you, and you get to choose this or that. So, are you ready?
Of course.
All right, girl, here we go. Out of these two restaurants, which restaurant would you rather walk in, sit down, and eat at? Texas Roadhouse or Longhorn Steakhouse?
Definitely Texas Roadhouse, because every time I try to go to Longhorns, it's always a long wait, and then I figure out somebody didn't make the reservation like they were supposed to, so then we have to go there anyway.
Okay, I like that. Now, I would have chose Texas Roadhouse for the cinnamon rolls, for the rolls and with the cinnamon on it. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. We off to a good start. Now, next question. When it comes to chicken wings, which flavor would you rather put on the wing? Barbecue or lemon pepper?
Lemon pepper for sure.
Okay. Do you like your wings wet or dry?
Hmm. I never thought about that. Well, I'd have to say wet, because I don't want anything dry.
I feel that. I feel that. Now, do you like your wings bone in or boneless?
Hot take, but actually boneless.
That is definitely a hot take. So you like chicken nuggets basically.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. But they're not chicken nuggets.
I feel it. I mean, now are you a dipper? Do you eat your wings with a fork or do you eat it with your fingers?
I eat them with. Well, if they're bone in, then I have to eat it with my fingers. But if
No,
it's
no, I'm saying
boneless,
the boneless wings.
oh, then yeah, for sure.
I got you. No said. Listen, because I figured you about fashion. You got nice nails right there. You don't want to get them nails dirty. Lemon pepper. I feel that. So that's why I had to ask you if you eat your wings with a fork. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad. Okay. Lemon pepper, wet. I like that. Okay. But I'm a huge buffalo person. Just want to say that I do like buffalo, and I
I've
also
been with.
I like garlic parmesan too. So I like that as well. Okay. Say less. Next five questions have to deal with music concerts you rather attend. So, Anaya, if I said, what kind of music do you listen to? Would you say all genres or would you say a specific genre?
Mm, I'd have to say all genres.
Okay, so here we go. We're going to test that theory. Here we go. Each one is going to get tougher, Anaya. So here we go. First one. Which music concert would you rather go to? Beyonce or Rihanna?
I want to say Rihanna because I've never seen her live before, but honestly, it still would have to be Beyonce.
Okay. Queen B. I like that. All right, here we go. Next one. Which music concert would you rather go to? Would you rather go see J. Cole or Lil Wayne?
Oh, that's a tough one. Mm, mm, probably Little Wayne.
I can tell
I
that
can
was
only
a
think
little
about
tough. That
that.
was a tough one on you. I feel that. I feel that. Okay. I told you they're gonna get tougher. Here we go. Which music concert would you rather go see? Chris Brown or Usher?
Okay, now that's really tough because they together right now, and they was
Uh,
just in Detroit.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, oh, probably Chris Brown still.
Okay. All right. All right. Mind you, they're coming up here in Syracuse in a little bit, and I plan on going to see them as well. So cannot wait. I look
Lucky.
forward to that. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Um, last two. Which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see SZA or her?
Definitely Sizzle.
Yes, that's my future wife. She don't know it yet, but that's my future wife. Girl got it going on. Ain't no doubt about that. Okay, but I digress. Chris digress. Here we go. Last one of the music. All right. Which music concert out of these two would you rather go see? Kendrick Lamar or Drake?
Okay. Hot take, but actually Drake.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, listen, I love Drizzy now. I love K Dot, but I love Drizzy too. Okay. But
To
I
be
like,
honest, he's recording his 2010s, his early 2010 songs. They're all
okay.
fire.
So I'm going to ask you real quick before I get to the next question. Did you like any of the Drake 3 albums that he dropped?
I'll be honest, I haven't listened to them in full.
Mm. Okay.
To be honest, in my head, when I think of Drake, I don't think of him now. I just think of him like between 2010 to 2018.
So, okay. So you think about Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, Degrassi, Drake is what you
Yeah.
thinking about. Okay. Enough said. Okay. I got you on that. Let's go back to sports. Which sport out of these two would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
Definitely badminton. I'm not a great bowler.
Okay. Would you say that you're pretty good at badminton, though?
Not pretty good, but I like getting to whack something.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll keep that in mind. I'll make sure I stay on your good side. With that being said, which of these two sports would you rather watch on TV? Would you rather watch basketball or baseball?
Definitely basketball.
Okay, I'm with you on that. Now, do you like desserts?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to name 4 categories of desserts. You have to choose one of these categories to get rid of. Okay, so here we go. The first one is going to be candy. The second one is going to be cookies. The third category is ice cream. The last category is grouped together. So it's cake/pies. Which one are you getting rid of?
Candy.
Girl, I would say you on point like a period because I would definitely get rid of candy myself. No question about that. Now, I got to ask you though, what is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Actually, I would say this is another hot take, but actually, mint Oreo flavored ice cream.
Okay. No, I mean that's good. I mean mine is I would say mine is cookies and cream. So yeah, which deals with Oreo as well. So I'm with you on that. Mint Oreo ice cream. Okay, I like that.
I just get told it tastes like toothpaste a lot, so
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it does. Anything mint definitely tastes a little different, no question. Now, do you like potato chips?
yeah.
Okay, same format. I'm gonna ask you or I'm gonna say 4 brands. You got to get rid of one of these. So here we go. The first brand is gonna be Ruffles. The second brand is gonna be Lay's. The third brand is gonna be Doritos. The last brand is gonna be Pringles. Which one are you getting rid of?
Oh, let's see. Honestly, I'll say Ruffles.
Oh hell no! You said that's just crazy. Oh my
Pringles
goodness.
come in so many different flavors. Ruffles don't.
I feel it. Listen, you can't have it all. Okay, you got a lot going on. You just can't have it all. I get it, but listen, if we walked into a store together, you and I say go to the chip aisle and buy your favorite chip. Just buy your favorite chip that you like to eat. What chip would you buy?
Probably hot fries.
You talking about like the Chesters? The Chesters like
No,
hot?
definitely those ones.
Wow. Okay. In my middle school, high school days, I would buy something like that and I would put cheese on it. I'll be weird. I'm weird. I would put cheese on it. Yes. And I would shake the bag up and then I would eat it just like that. That's what I
Oh
would
my
do.
goodness.
Yeah, it was
I would
good.
say since COVID, the formula is not the same, and I don't like them as much because something post COVID and before COVID, I
Yeah,
mean post, yeah, post and before they don't taste the same. I don't know what they did to them. I
I
like the
got
old
you.
ones better.
I got you. Say less. I'm with you on that. Okay. All right. Well, listen, you did very good on this or that, except your Ruffles take. That was horrible. Ruffles, I'm gonna tell you like this: Ruffles sour cream and cheddar, and Ruffles barbecue is two of the greatest chip flavors ever made. No question about that. That's just my opinion, but I'm throwing that out there. Okay, but you did pretty good. This next question has to do with bucket list. It's called the bucket list question. Okay, so I want you to speak this into existence. I want you to give me a top four list of stories or events that you would like to do in your journalism career that you haven't done yet.
Okay, next start now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I would want to do a story on ICE and immigration. That's something I've been wanting to do for a while, but haven't gotten around to doing.
Okay.
See. Hmm, this probably won't come. Well, I'm not gonna say that because you never know what could happen. But a celebrity interview
Okay.
with either rapper, singer, some popular athlete, anything celebrity related.
Right.
A story about breaking movie coming out, like a blockbuster film, like say maybe the next big Marvel movie that comes out. And then let's see, one more.
One more.
Probably interview another politician.
Okay. Okay, I ain't mad at that. Those are great goals. I mean, listen, Doomsday for the Avengers is gonna be big time. That's coming out. Very or I mean, obviously, that's the next Avengers type movie coming out. But yeah, politicians, I think it would be great to interview that. A celebrity, no doubt that would be definitely cool to do that. I know Michigan is going to be getting the Final Four very soon in basketball. All kind of celebrities go to that, that's coming to Ford Field in Detroit very soon. So you might want to do a little something, something. You just never know. You never know. But those are great goals. I love that.
Dang.
I want to know how did you, what is your podcast about how long? I know you say you do it weekly, but how long do you typically go for? Do you ever have any guests? Is this just a solo podcast? But talk about your podcast and what it's about and kind of promote it.
Well, I'd love to. So my podcast, News with Naya, I do local news around Belleville. And that I know you kind of talked on like how I do sports and other stuff. It's not just necessarily one thing. Like it's not necessarily always about serious issues that happen here or always about sports. It's just whatever is the most popular thing or most important thing at that time or that week.
Hmm.
And I'm the only host for it. I would love to have some other people come and host. I've actually offered volunteering to some high schoolers, but none of them have taken it yet. So try again to offer it to some of my students this upcoming year because they'll be coming back next month. Unfortunately, none of us want to go back next month, but
I feel that you said that so real too. You was like, I could do a whole nother month off. I could be off another month.
yeah, but and for me, I try to generally keep them no longer than 5 minutes. I try to keep most of them really at like 2 to 3 minutes, but it depends on the topic. If it's something like a fluff story, like I said, local football team or a local business opening, I'll try to keep that generally news standard time, two to
Okay.
three minutes. If it's something more serious, like the story I said I did about the librarians against the bill passing, or like the bond proposal, or even like we've had some environment issues out here with like nuclear waste being brought here and that being controversial. Anything that's a serious topic, I try to extend to maybe like 5 to 10 minutes. Cause if it's something that involves a lot of research and like it's something they really need to know about.
Yeah.
But for the most part, my general format is I'll start with an introduction about the topic. I keep it brief, no more than 10 to 20 seconds really. I do a little voiceover into what the topic is going to be about in more detail and show some pictures and videos. Then I'll have typically one guest or person that I center the story around, and I'll interview them. And if it's a more broad topic, like I said, something controversial that has a lot of different opinions, I try to get people from each sector because I want to be fair. So, like, when I did the story on the uh, atomic waste being brought here back actually last summer, exactly a year ago today, funnily enough,
Right.
I interviewed residents and I also interviewed the people from the company Eagle where they were bringing it and asked both of them like, okay, how do we feel about this? Why is it here?
Right.
Because I don't want to just be that person where it's like, oh, I'll only talk to people that I know. Because I don't think that's what journalism is.
Oh, absolutely not. Journalism will definitely get you out your shell. If you're a shy person, you'll definitely get you out your shell of wanting to talk to somebody and be around somebody for sure. No question about that. Because you got to, right? You got to be able to interview people in a professional way and be able to articulate whatever you're trying to, whatever point you're trying to get across for sure. I want to ask you about advice again, and this time I want to ask you because you gave advice earlier, but now I want to ask you, what is some advice that someone has gave you that you hold on dearly to?
I've been given a lot of advice, so I have to really think on that one.
Hmm.
But I would say, because that's a good question because I'm always asking people for advice.
Right.
But I would say definitely, probably the best piece of advice I was given. I guess pretty much it's not always what you know, it's who you know. So try to
Sure.
make sure you meet a lot of people whose interests align with you. And it's not just one person that told me this, it's multiple people. Or they
Right.
at least indirectly say it to me. But like just make sure you try to be around people where your interests align and you want to be more like them. Cause it'll help open doors for you.
Oh, no question. I love that advice. I've gotten the same advice as well. Being in this industry for about 9 years now, 'cause I graduated at 21. Now I told you I got my master's this last um, December, but I started in college. Thank you so much. I started in college, working locally as a stringer, right? Doing high school football, then it transitioned to high school basketball, then transitioned to baseball and lacrosse, and then it just took off from there. It's definitely not always about what you have done because there's a lot of people that's going to match up with you as far as degrees go, doing stuff in schools. It is definitely about your networking skills, who you know, and how you build those relationships and how you don't burn bridges in this industry. Because once you burn that bridge, you cannot get back across. It's no question about it. A lot of people hire people that they are comfortable with in this industry. And being a freelancers like ourselves, we want to try to build as many sources and as many affiliates as possible. We want people to affiliate with us as much. You want us to keep coming back to us and contract us and keep doing things for you. So I love that advice for sure, no doubt about that. What is some Tell me a couple of stories that has been very impactful to you, that that has stayed with you in your career so far that you have done that you're very proud of.
I would say I can name at least a good three of them.
Okay.
I would say one, the first, not well, this is one of the first ones I did. I had wrote a story about a woman who lived here in Belleville, and she had walked on foot all the way from France to Spain, all part of this thing called the Kamana Walk, and I think it was around like it was
Wow.
over 400 miles she walked. I don't know the exact amount. And that was my second story I had ever written for our paper, or even just freelance in general. And that definitely stuck with me because it was just such a crazy thing to hear when I had just started.
For sure. For sure. Wow, that's a lot of miles. Okay. What else?
A lot of writing.
Yeah, for sure. No question. Okay. Talk to me. What other stories were impactful for you?
I would say definitely the bond one I kept talking about because usually here for the election season, we don't really have much controversy or really much on the ballot because we're such a small town.
Yeah.
But they had proposed for our district a bond that had like a bunch of stuff on it that would improve our district. And it
Mhm.
was like such a double-edged sword because a lot of people were like, "Oh, this would be good because it would give our students more opportunities." Like I was saying, I wish I had. But then a lot of people were like, "Well, we don't want to have to pay this money back in the future." So evidently it did get passed, and most people were happy about it. But that was like one of my first serious stories in education where I kind of had to really get two sides.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, no question. I love that. Love that story that you had to get the two sides for in education, and really, love the first story that you just said. So I love that. Again, the diversity of you being able to cover different genres, different topics. I love that as a journalist. I'm gonna get you out of here on some rapid fire. It's a little bit different than this or that. It's the first thing that comes to your mind. You just shout it out with glee. No pun intended. Okay, so here we go. Based upon these questions: chicken or ribs,
Chicken,
pancakes or waffles,
waffles,
juice or soda,
juice,
favorite color,
pink,
favorite sandwich to eat.
probably just regular sandwich, not much on it. Maybe just lettuce, cheese, a little bit of meat,
Okay, what kind of meat? You talking turkey, chicken, steak,
roast beef.
roast beef? Okay. Favorite Netflix TV series or television show on television?
I have too many favorite shows. Like I say for Netflix, definitely Jenny and Georgia.
Wow. Yeah, I do know about that. Okay, I got you. Interesting. Favorite board game?
Candyland, no doubt.
That's a sleeper, girl. Everybody loved this from Candyland. I'm also shoots and ladder kind of person too. I'll be busting you know what in that. That's for sure. Favorite card game?
Uno, not just regular Uno. Uno no mercy.
I'm tell you what. You hit me with a draw four, we're gonna have a problem. I'm tell you, Uno be breaking up families. I'm trying to tell you that right now. The way people be playing Uno out here, for sure, no question. But I love me some Uno. I do. Okay, all right. Favorite? I probably can ask you this now, but favorite alcoholic drink?
I'll be honest, I don't have one. I'm not much of a drinker. I've tried multiple different things. I just don't
Mm,
like it.
okay, I like that answer. Favorite non-alcoholic drink?
Probably root beer.
I would say this in my 30 plus years of experience of living, I've never had root beer.
Wow.
Did, why you do your eyes like that?
How? How do you not have root beer?
Okay. I'm one of those cats. I'm different. Like I've never had root beer. I've never had mustard. I've never had
Okay, I've
coffee.
never had mustard. I
That's
just know
good.
I don't like it.
Okay. I've never had coffee. But root
Well, I
beer.
drink coffee. Wait, you
See,
work with kids? You don't drink coffee and you work with students?
yeah, yeah. So they and listen, I've gotten that question too. They said, so Mr. D, what do you have in the morning? Well, typically when I wake up, I either have water or I'll have some grape juice or some apple juice. I'm a huge apple juice and grape juice kind of person. So I typically have some of those. And then for root beer, I mean, I saw the A&W and I was like, I'm not a fan. It doesn't smell good. I don't. It don't even look good. Like whenever I do get soda, it's a Coke Zero for me, because
Okay.
I like my Coke Zeros. That's what I do. Favorite. I'm gonna say favorite. Let me ask this. Favorite sport you like to play?
I like to play.
Yes.
This is more of an analytical one, but chess.
Okay. I like that. I like that. I like that. If you had a choice to choose three people to go on vacation with you, so three plus one total of four, who would you choose and where would you go? Now, before you choose an eye, you can select family, friends, or celebrities, or a combination of all.
Oh, okay. Well, if I had to take a trip with anybody, I could pick anyone. I have to say, I'll do one from each category since I got three. So
Hmm.
celebrity, I would do Ariana Grande because I've listened to her music since she came out, and
Okay.
I would really ask her a lot of questions. Maybe try to interview her.
Okay.
Then, let's say for family, I guess probably my cousin Raymond since we're around the same age.
Cousin Raymond. Okay. So Raymond and Ariana. Okay. And who would be the friend?
Friend, hmm, probably one of my childhood best friends, Omari.
Okay.
Because he's just
Now,
gonna be down to do whatever. He's not gonna complain too much about what we do.
now where would you go?
We can go anywhere.
Anywhere. Yes.
I'll be honest, not that many places I want to go, but if we could go anywhere, probably California because I've never been there before.
Okay, you would love that, and I can definitely give you some 411 on that when I see you in person in person in Georgia, because that's where I was raised. I was raised in San Diego, California. So yes, I can definitely give you the 411. All right, if you had a choice to listen to three songs or three artists on repeat and never get tired of them, who would you listen to? Three songs or three artists, and who would those be?
I would have to narrow it down to artists because it's too many songs, but Ariana is definitely one.
Okay,
Beyonce,
okay,
and I want to put a rapper for the third category. Probably, well, no, I'll say Michael Jackson.
okay. You can't go wrong with MJ. Can't go wrong with MJ. I'm with you on that. Now, I want to ask you if there was a dream job out there that you can do or a dream event that you could report on, what would that dream job or dream event be?
Dream event that I could report on.
Hmm.
I would say red carpet for any big movie. If I want to be more specific, I would have loved to do press for the Barbie movie when it came out 3 years ago. That would have been fun.
Okay. I'm with you on that. I can totally see you doing the red carpet. I think you will be amazing on that. I think you will look amazing on that. No question. But I also think that you have great questions, great conversations with the actors and actresses for sure. No doubt about that. I love that. Now, last of this or that, or not this or that, last of rapid fire. Give me three words, Anaya, to describe you.
3 words.
Three words.
Okay. Tenacious, stubborn, extroverted.
I like that. I like that, especially the extroverted part. No doubt about that. And I think this has been a dope conversation of learning about your why of getting into journalism. You growing up in Michigan, being able to do uh, journalism in your hometown. I mean, that has to be special to you as well, right? For people to just know you and to do that. Talk about that real quick about how special it is to do journalism in your hometown.
Oh, it's very special. It's probably one of the best things I could have done because if I didn't start a podcast here, I would have just ended up reporting probably in Detroit or
Mhm.
Ann Arbor or Canton, which those are great cities too, but they're not cities I really grew up in. So it's
Right.
just different when I kind of know the ins about and outs of my own city and I kind of know who to talk to about certain things. And
Mm.
it's nice sometimes because I'm pretty humble. I don't really think I'm any different than anybody else. My brother literally tells me that to my face anytime he gets to. So,
Got
but
you.
yeah, but it's nice sometimes to have little students, and sometimes their parents will come up to me and be like, "Oh, my kid really likes your work," or "We really like your work." And kids will be shy, so they'll never tell me if they like it.
This is true. Now there are that's the darndest thing about kids. They will say some things, but they do typically do tell you the truth at times when they do want to speak. For sure. No question. But I really do appreciate you hopping on this podcast and telling me your story, telling me a little bit about you. I am a new fan of yours and I cannot wait to see what your future endeavors are. I hope you rock it out at the NABJ. I cannot wait to see you in person and give you a handshake, give you a hug, and tell you that keep going, girl, doing your thing, okay? And obviously, again, I want to say thank you. And I want to ask this final question. Is there anything else you would like to add about yourself, journalism, the job, anything at all before we conclude?
Well, I would say definitely kind of like just general advice to future journalists or just anyone in any industry.
Hmm.
You have to kind of, with today's generation, we're seeing a rise with tech, we're seeing a rise with AI, a rise in layoffs, people cutting costs with jobs, not hiring as much.
For
So
sure.
anything you want to do, regardless of if you thought you could do it or didn't do it, just try to do it and see what will happen. Because with today's society, you never know really if you're going to have a job tomorrow or not. So you might as well take that chance and try to do what you want. Because if you could do something you want on your own and be successful at it, and you don't have to have someone else tell you what to do,
Right.
then that's going to be more secure than you depending on working at a job for the rest of your life where you don't really know for sure if you're going to be able to keep it with just how advanced our society is becoming.
I love that. I do. Perfect mic drop. And I want you to enjoy your Monday evening. Enjoy the rest of your week, girl. And you and I will most certainly be in touch. I cannot wait to see you
Yeah,
again. Take care. Have a
can't
good
wait to
night.
see you in Atlanta. Have a good night.
All right now.